Hello, BookTube. I wanted to make another reminder for those of you who may have missed the first two that I have started a Substack. I've gone over to Substack and revived my old book blog, Stevereads, which is a thought that I've had in my mind for years, but had never actually got around to really bearing down on, much less laying the groundwork and actually doing. I needed a guest to come over and push me in that direction, and it worked. It worked just fine. And Substack, the website, turns out to be very easy to use. So I started getting back in the habit, getting back in the mind frame of a book reflection piece of writing, rather than official book reviews, or the unofficial and often unsigned freelance book content generation that I do on a regular basis. And I've been loving it. Absolutely loving it. I am still, even though it's been quite some time, some months, that if you go over to my Stevereads Substack, you'll find a great deal of content. It doesn't look like I just started it. And the reason it doesn't look like I just started it is because I am pretty prolific once I get a habit in my system. This has not quite become a solidified habit yet because I've had a couple of those unsigned freelance work jobs that have needed doing. And even when you finish a big project like that, those of you who've done any of them will know there's usually follow-up. You're usually not done with it, even once you get paid. You have to do some follow-up, and if the follow-up reaches a certain point, then you ask to be paid a little more, etc., etc. There's always stuff tacked on the back end. And there's always new projects like that, and I am extremely grateful for that, so I'm not complaining in any way, but it has meant that I have not yet incorporated this new Stevereads fully into my routine. You are still going to find a lot of content over there. A lot to read. And since I've made those first two announcements, a number of you have paid me the incredible compliment of going over there and subscribing. It's $5 a month, no tiers, no levels, no nothing like that, just a flat $5 a month. For which I believe you will get your money's worth. I honestly believe you will get your money's worth. I have researched a lot of Substack, and I've looked at a lot of Substacks, and it looks to me like people underdeliver on Substack. I am not underdelivering now, and I have no intention of starting. In fact, I will probably, once this has incorporated itself into my daily routine, I will probably resume the usual Steve habit of over-delivering. It's been great fun to do. It's a new, old writing muscle that I had let fall out of use while I was using other writing muscles. It's great to have it back. And I would like, once this latest unsigned freelance project is over, I would like to make it a daily thing. No reason why I can't. There's a million things to talk about. So, I want to let you know that it was there. If you go over to... I don't quite know how to link to my Substack, which is a perfect example of how old school I am. I don't quite know how to link to my Substack. Every time I try to include a link, it looks to me, from my computer's vantage point, like I am linking you to the backstage of my Substack, which would not be a good idea. It would allow you to write on my Substack. So I don't know if that's just an optical illusion. Is it only looking that way on my computer, but it won't on yours? I have no idea, and I'm not clear on that. Soon, in a couple of weeks, I'll be getting tech assistance, and then I'll know for sure. And then I'll just include a link in every video. But until then, it's not hard to find. Plenty of people have found it already, and plenty more are. I'm getting out the word slowly but steadily, piecemeal, to the readership that I have accumulated over years and years and years of publishing in this country and other countries. When you do that regularly and you have a fairly distinct voice, you accumulate a readership. And I've been putting the word out to that readership that there is now a place to end all places where you can find my writing. That and stevedonoghue.com. That process is ongoing, and I thought I would continue. I would make the process of putting the word out on social media, including YouTube, also an ongoing process. People that do YouTube that I know are constantly telling me there is no insult in repetition. None at all. There's insult to your viewers if you cannibalize your own content, as we have all seen people do on this platform. But there's no insult at all to readers in repeating content. You can't assume, especially if you make multiple videos a day, you can't assume that every viewer has heard everything you want to tell them. So I thought I would repeat again. I have a new writing venue, Stevereads. A lot of you have written me emails saying that you really enjoy it. That is absolute catnip to me. I absolutely love that. It gives me the fire to add this to my daily routine. I really should have added it to my daily routine. Either I've been telling myself that what with serial killers and all, I absolutely could not do that just yet. But that project is largely over. And the next one that's looming is not for a bit. It's not for a week or so. So anyway, my point is not only to thank you, those of you who've signed up for it, and to encourage more of you to sign up for it. It is always great to have a readership on any platform, even in its early days. Stevereads, the new revived Stevereads, in its early days, it has yet to find its full readership. But it's always wonderful to know that you have an audience. That, for me, that is always wonderful to know. And also to thank all of you who've gone over there already and liked it. That means a lot to me. So, another reminder, no link, unfortunately. Just, if you go to Substack and look for Steve Donoghue or Steve Donoghue Stevereads, I think the particular version of Stevereads that we were able to get on Substack has a capital R. So it's capital S and then capital R. The old Stevereads was just one word. It's easy to find. Plenty of people have found it already. So feel free to do that. I would love to see you there. I'll wrap this up for now, and thank you all again. Thank you.